Is it just me, or like summer books are the best books ever? Hi besties, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna be talking about my summer TBR. I am so excited. I just love summer books. I just love summer in general. It's not summer where I live, but I do this every year. I'm gonna continue doing it. I just pretend that it's summer for you guys. So we're gonna be talking about all the books that I want to read this summer. I have some new releases, some books that I've had in my TBR for a while, and some books that I've been like saving for summer. So what I've been doing, you guys, I don't know like why I hadn't done this before and why I didn't use this app as much as I should have before, but I have been using the Fable app so much lately. So it's basically transforming into my Goodreads. Like, I haven't used Goodreads in so long, and the Fable app is just chef's kiss, and this is not sponsored, by the way. I'm just saying it because I genuinely like love it, and I love this feature. I've been doing this series over on my TikTok because I saw Sarah Caroli here on YouTube do this video where she like used the Fable app to pick out, like randomly pick out her next read, because there's this feature on the Fable app. It's basically like this little bird, this blue bird that you can like, it's just a button, like you press the button and that blue bird is gonna pick your next read for you. So it's like randomly picking out the books from your want to read list. And I just think that's the coolest thing ever. So if you guys want to follow along, if you guys want to follow me over there, I'm gonna leave the link down below. I also have a book club over there, but honestly, I haven't been updating it as I should. So I think I'm hopefully going to update it soon. So stay tuned for that, but I have been rambling for too long. But the point is, I am gonna use my Fable app to show you guys the books that I have in my summer TBR. So I'm screen recording just so you guys can see what the app looks like. So this is my profile, and I have like all my lists here. So you have your stats, your lists, your clubs, reviews, posts, and likes. So let's go to my list. And oh, what I was telling you guys about is that you have like your want to read or your TBR list, and this little section here that says pick for me, that is the little blue bird that you can select, and it's gonna randomly pick out the book for you. But we're not gonna use that today. We're gonna use the custom list that I made at the bottom, which is my summer TBR. So let's start talking about all the books that I want to read this summer. Also, before I forget, I'm gonna list all the books that I talk about over here, over on the description. I'm gonna try to put the shopping tags if you guys want to shop the books. I'm gonna try to find them, so it's very easy and convenient. So let's start with the first one that I have over here, which is actually a nonfiction book, because I was just looking at like different selection of books that like the Fable app was recommending, and I stumbled upon this one. So it's The Anatomy of Anxiety. 1, I study psychology, so I really love the topic. 2, I struggle with anxiety. 3, this would literally be the best thing because I've been struggling so much lately. A lot of things going on in my life. I hope I can get to it. It looks really interesting. And what I love about these books is that obviously, since it's a nonfiction book, you actually like learn a lot from the books. And yeah, personally I love the topic, but I hope it's a really good book so I can recommend to you guys. If you struggle with anxiety, with stress, I can recommend the book to you guys and it could help you. So it's basically understanding and overcoming the body's fear response. So I think it is really important to like actually learn about the body's fear response. It's actually really interesting, and when you do learn about it, it makes so much sense after learning about it, because you start realizing and you start noticing so many things in your daily life if you struggle with these things, that you're like, wait a minute, this is my body's fear response. Like, my body's actually just reacting to something or a situation or a trigger or so many things. But I digress. I really want to read this book. It's by a psychiatrist named Ellen Vora. This psychiatrist is suggesting that anxiety is not simply a brain disorder, but a whole body condition. And she has found time and time again that the symptoms of anxiety can often be traced to imbalances in the body. That is the first book. So the next one is The Conditions of Will by Jessa Hastings. So backstory, I did actually read Magnolia Parks many years ago now. Oh my god, many years ago, when it first like became really popular. But I remember that I stopped reading it because I didn't really quite love the story. I know the first book is not the best one, I have been told, but still, like, there was something that was just, I don't know, I didn't really like it. I was just like, it's okay, I guess. So I didn't continue reading that series. The point is, The Conditions of Will is a new book by Jessa Hastings, and I do really love her writing style. This is a fresh family drama with a heavy dose of romance and a twist of mystery, which I thought was so cool and like different, because we usually only get the romance part, but romance with mystery. So it says, I can remember the last time I couldn't get a handle on myself and my emotions, but the lid is slipping. Something about the slipping lid feels like it's Sam Penny's fault. Like he broke the seal and he's slowly opening me up. And it's also London-based as the other one. I believe the other one was London-based. The main character is called Georgia Carter. She's a professional lie detector and body language savant, which I love. I love everything about like nonverbal cues, nonverbal communication, like people basically being lie detectors. That is the coolest thing to read. It's just very interesting, and I feel like this is gonna be a very different book because you have like the romance part, but you also have like this very cool aspect of it that's the main character and her like gift to be a lie detector. But it says it has some spice, it's a closed door romance, it has a lot of like trigger warnings, so if you guys want to look those up, it's really interesting that the Fable app gives you all of these details about the book before you read it. My battery died, but let's continue. The next book that I want to read is, I think, a historical fiction. It's The Things We Cannot Say by Kelly Rimmer. So it is a World War II historical fiction. It says, in 1942, Europe remains in the relentless grip of war. Just beyond the tents of the refugee camp she calls home, a young woman speaks her wedding vows. It's a decision that will alter her destiny, and it's a lie that will remain buried until the next century. Since she was 9 years old, Alina knew she would marry her best friend Thomas. Now 15 and engaged, Alina is unconcerned by reports of Nazi soldiers at the Polish border. Then, as the fabric of their lives is slowly picked apart, Thomas disappears. Where Alina used to measure the time between visits from her beloved, now she measures the spaces between hope and despair. Slipping between Nazi-occupied Poland and the frenetic peace of modern life, Kelly Rimmer creates an emotional and finely wrought narrative. The Things We Cannot Say is an unshakable reminder of the devastation when truth is silenced, and how it can take a lifetime to find our voice before we learn to trust it. So I decided to add this book to my TBR because I was actually looking at The Nightingale, which I've been wanting to read for so long, and I actually bought it, so I am probably gonna read it soon. Stay tuned for my review, but I know people absolutely rave about this book. They absolutely love it, and when I was looking at that book, a recommendation for this one appeared, so that's why I found this book at all. And it literally says, fans of The Nightingale and Lilac Girls will adore The Things We Cannot Say. It obviously sounds like a really heart-wrenching book, so I don't know how I'm gonna feel about that, but I do want to get more into historical fiction. Okay, so the next book in my TBR is I Hope This Finds You Well by Natalie Sue, and I just feel like this is a very lighthearted book, just a book that you read after you read a very very impactful book like the one that I was talking about. So I feel like it's gonna be very necessary, but I think it's a comedy. Yeah, it's a wildly funny and heartwarming office comedy. So what I got about it, it's that it's about this girl named Jolene. She has this job, and she gets access to all of her colleagues' emails and DMs, and she starts like looking at everything that they sent in those emails, DMs, everything, and she starts noticing a lot of things that could actually save her job. So it looks like a lighthearted kind of book. So I wanted something like that in the mix. The next book that I have here is The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. So this is the same author of The Night Circus. I never read The Night Circus, but I know people absolutely love that book. It says, a timeless love story set in a secret underground world, a place of pirates, painters, lovers, liars, and ships that sail upon a starless sea. Wait, that's so cool. I actually hadn't read the summary of this one, so that seems so freaking cool because first of all, timeless love story, check. Second of all, underground world, check. I love that. I know I'm gonna love this book. So it has no spice, it's a PG romance, it's quite long, it has 512 pages, and it was actually released in 2019. These are the books that I've just never heard about. Like why haven't I heard about these books? Next one is a classic, but if I feel like I want to read like a very sad and romantic book, I have actually never read The Notebook by Nicholas Sparks. I have seen that movie so many times, and every single time I watch that movie, I cry. Without fail, I bawl my eyes out. It's just one of the greatest movies ever. And you know what? I was looking at a list and I saw this book in the mix and I was just, I need that in my summer TBR. Okay, this next book I picked out because I just read like a kind of like a psychological thriller, and I wanted a lot of mystery and psychological thrillers this summer. I'm really into a lot of that right now, a lot of fantasy, a lot of mystery, suspense, thriller, all that stuff. I'm not really into romance books at the moment, but I've been really into these kinds of books. So this next book is Every Time I Go on Vacation, Someone Dies by Catherine Mack, and it says 10 days, 8 suspects, 6 cities, 5 authors, 3 bodies, 1 trip to die for. Quick, captivating, and oh so much fun. This delicious mystery is as spellbinding as Knives Out. And I love that because I actually did really like Knives Out, the first one. The second one, not so much. I liked it, but not as much as the first one. It's just those really kind of dumb movies, but really interesting at the same time. So I am really excited to read this one, and obviously it says vacation. The cover is like the girls on the beach. It just screams summer, but with a murder mystery twist. Okay, this next one is actually one of my absolute favorite movies. I have watched this movie so many times. I remember the first time I watched this movie, I was so in shock. This is Shudder Island by Dennis Lehane. Shudder Island carries the reader into a nightmare world of madness, mind control, and CIA Cold War paranoia, and is unlike anything you've ever read before. So if you've watched this movie, the entire movie you're just trying to figure out what the hell is going on. And at the end, it has like a major plot twist, but at the same time, those kinds of movies that, like the ending could be a lot of different things. Like there is not only one ending, but I have never read the book, and I feel like the book is gonna be even like more of a shock. So I am definitely going to read that book this summer. Okay, we continue with the mystery genre, but we have A Sea of Unspoken Things by Adrienne Young, and this is a very popular author. I think this was the author of Fable, I believe. Am I wrong? I could be wrong. I don't know. But I know this is a very popular author. So, it says, a woman investigates her twin brother's mysterious death while confronting the ghost of her own haunted past. I just thought it fit the vibe, and I think it's gonna be very interesting. Okay, continue with the murder mystery. The next book is The Perfect Couple, and this is actually a Netflix series, or it became a Netflix series or a movie, limited series. And it's also like a murder mystery. And I picked it out because the cover is literally them walking on a beach. So summer, murder mystery, those kinds of vibes, we love it. Okay, the next book that I have here is The Book of Doors by Gareth Brown. And I've had this one in my TBR for a while now, actually. And it says, a book full of magic, adventure, and romance. The Book of Doors opens up a thrilling world of contemporary fantasy. and any modern story that mixes the wonder of the unknown with just a tinge of darkness. And I've been really wanting to read this book. I have seen this book everywhere for so long now, and it just seems so intriguing, like the Book of Doors. I don't know, I feel like it's gonna be those books that you're just like glued to the pages, and I love that. The next one that I have here is One Golden Summer by Carly Fortune. We're getting into the romance now. You guys know that I absolutely love Carly Fortune, so Every Summer After is one of my favorite books of all time, and I believe this book has to do with one of the characters from that book, but it's basically a new summer getaway book, open door romance. It is spicy. Next one, also one of my favorite authors, and it's Abby Jimenez. It's Say You Remember Me, and I just bought this book actually in my last book shopping trip, and I am so excited and happy that I bought it and that I'm gonna read it. I absolutely love this author. She has the best romance books, the best storylines, the cutest like men characters, and I just love like Part of Your World, Yours Truly. I haven't read the other one that she released, but I'm really excited to read this one. So this is a new, playful yet deeply emotional contemporary romance. It's about Xavier and Samantha. The next one that I have here is also summer related. It's Summer in the City by Alex Astor. I also bought this one in my last book shopping trip. I am very excited to read it because one, I've never read a book by Alex Astor before, and people absolutely love her. And two, I do actually want to read her fantasy series because she is actually a fantasy writer. So she's now getting into romance. So it's basically a swoony, fast-paced rom-com set in New York City, in which a screenwriter and a sexy tech CEO go from lovers to enemies and back to lovers again. I kind of forget that we have so many different romance tropes that it's just kind of confusing at times. It does say that it is very spicy, open to romance, and it's not that long actually, 304 pages, so it's actually kind of like a shorter book, which I personally love and appreciate, and even more in romance books, because I have just realized that I cannot, for the life of me, I cannot read romance books that are more than 350 pages. Like, that is way too long for a romance book in my opinion. Like, I can read fantasy books, thrillers, mystery, psychological thrillers, all these genres, but romance, like, how can a romance book be so long? So yeah, I appreciate this. Okay, this next one just seemed so cool, so funny, so intriguing, everything. It's called Murder by Cheesecake, a Golden Girls cozy mystery. That looks so good. It's basically a cozy mystery series. It's like a Golden Girls inspired also mystery series. It's 336 pages, which perfect, and also be so intrigued by the characters and just so entertained by them and by like the murder mystery part obviously, but I just had to add this one to my TBR. Okay, the next book that I am so excited about. Okay, this is the new book by Taylor Jenkins Reid. It hasn't come out yet. I believe it hasn't come out yet, but it's coming out very soon. It's Atmosphere, a love story, but I'm just so intrigued by the story. So it's an epic new novel set against the backdrop of the 80s space shuttle program about the extraordinary lengths we go to live and love beyond our limits. So it's about Joan and about, wait, we have a lot of different characters with a lot of different names. Have you guys noticed that every single book by Taylor Jenkins Reid, well, I don't know if every single book, but the books that I've read by her, we have so many different characters and like so many different names, but I don't mind. Like, I feel like this is gonna be one of those epic new epic books by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and it's gonna become like a series or a movie or whatever, and I'm so ready for it. The next one is The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillick. Hasn't come out yet as well, but I read this one line, like this one sentence, and I just added that to my TBR. Sybil Delling has spent 9 years dreaming of having no dreams at all. Like the other foundling girls who traded a decade of service for a home in the great cathedral, Sybil is a diviner. She sleeps and dreams of 7 unearthly figures known as omens. From them, she can predict terrible things before they occur. So basically her dreams are like answers and omens and all these things. And the last book that I want to read, which is also a new book that I believe hasn't come out yet or is going to come out very soon, is My Friends by Frederick Backman. I don't know, I think this is a new like book series or something. An unforgettably funny, deeply moving tale of 4 teenagers whose friendship creates a bond so powerful that it changes a complete stranger's life 25 years later. I don't know, it seems kind of cute. I could be wrong, but it's a literary fiction, but it is quite lengthy. It's almost 500 pages, so that's one thing that I don't really love about it, but oh well. Okay, besties, those are all the books that I want to read this summer. I am probably gonna add more books into the list, but those are the books that I have for now. I am really excited about all of them. I feel like I have a really good selection. If you've read any of these books, let me know in the comments without any spoilers. But I love you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you guys have some new books to put in your TBR, and I hope you subscribe down below and turn on the notification bell so you get notified when I upload more videos. I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.